Hey Josh, how you doing? Carlos, welcome. Admit all. So I see Josh, Carlos, and Karima so far. Cool. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, we'll do week 2 and 31 and remove and go here, move up, remove and go up. Still have an extra person. Why do I have an extra person? Something's wrong with this. Oh, I know. Hello, hello, hello. All right, now this is good. Admit all. Here, hold on. We also have, oh, there are some more of us. Yay.
Hello, hello.
Hello, 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 hello. Everybody can say hello to each other. I'm going to put your roll sheet.
Hello.
Good time to check our microphones as well.
Yep.
Okay. We'll do a roll call. All right. So for this evening, we have, I see Tommy, I see Carlos.
Yes.
And I see Josh and Karima.
Yeah.
And let's see, William is not on yet. Luis is here. Excellent. And Joaquin is also here. 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6, 7. All right, so we're waiting for 2 more of our friends. That would be William and that would be Chase. So here comes William. Come on, mouse. Admit. There's William. How you doing, William? Your camera's a little high there, pal. We see you now. Cool. All right, William's with us. So we're now just waiting on Chase to show up. Hopefully he'll be along in a moment. Yeah, blessings to you all. I'm glad we had a little bit of a breather of a spring break last week to let us try to get our technology in sync with what we're trying to do for the remainder of the time of this semester. And I think we'll have a pretty good go of it. This is going to be exciting. So while we're waiting for one more classmate to come in, let's bring each other up to date on how our week in shelter in place has been. My week in shelter in place, I'll tell you something funny. Since all this began, I've been on my treadmill every single day for over half a month. And for what is that? That's like more than 2 weeks. So for more than 2 weeks, I've only lost half a pound. Half a pound. I've only lost a pound. I mean, like, what's that about? It's the silliest thing. I don't understand. The wifey's been cleaning out closets and doing all kinds of stuff. And yeah, the shelter in place. I think in this whole 2 weeks, I've only been out to the market one time. That's it. So yeah, that's how that goes. William, since you're up, why don't you go ahead and tell us how your week has been?
Well, I just actually came from Panda Express, and it is bare bones dry out there. There's nobody out there. If you're a small business, you're closed. I'm an essential employee, so I still go to work, but it's really crazy out there. It's if you're a small business, you're closed. If you're in the mall, you're closed. This is an economic super weapon that just dropped on us. This
Yeah,
coronavirus.
yeah. Well, thank God for Panda Express. At least you didn't have to cook tonight.
Right. I was worried about that. I do
Yeah.
got the Instant Pot on standby though.
There you are. Were there other customers at Panda Express?
Yeah, it's weird. They have the table up to the front door now, and you can't come all the way inside. You have to order your food and pay right there at the front door and stand outside and wait on your food.
Mm-hmm. Does
So
somebody handle your credit card, or do you just stick the chip in?
they got the chip right there on the there's a little table right there by the door, and they got a cash register away from the door, like probably about 3 or 4 feet away from the door. So you got to stand outside the whole time, and whenever you do your business, you come inside barely, and that's when you put your chip in the card reader and pay for your food.
So it looks like they've made it pretty painless, and I suspect, being the company that they are, you can also order ahead of time.
Oh yeah, you can. I mean, if you have the app, it's easy.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad that, yes, you're able, as an essential employee, be able to still bounce around on those wide open freeways, and hopefully you're not speeding.
Yeah, I love the no traffic. It's a big benefit, huge benefit.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So Tommy, how's your week been?
Pretty good, I guess. Like nothing's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And that could be a blessing also. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. And then Karima, how's your week been?
Oh, hi. Actually, I think it's the same like everybody's. I was home the whole time and just nothing to do, just staying home. Yeah.
Okay. Well, your teammates and you will be keeping you pretty busy. Spring break was that week where we're supposed to have a little bit of decompression and get our technology squared away and get prepared for coming back to school. So this is where our work resumes. So welcome back. Welcome back. And Carlos, how was your week?
Hello everyone. And my week has been pretty just stay at home. I keeping away from people.
Yes.
And that's pretty much what I do. Stay at home, read a couple of books, and this is it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, it's good to expand our mind in other areas, and reading books is really one of those. I don't spend all my time in textbooks either, so a little bit of recreational reading and expansive reading is always good to expand your mind. So I commend you on that. That's great. Josh, how's your week been?
It's been fine.
Fine is good, better than not. Joaquin, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been pretty all right. I'm not too bothered by staying home personally.
Okay, all right. And Luis, how's your week been?
It's been pretty boring. Haven't done anything.
It's interesting when you find yourself with a lot of time on your hands, how you can keep your mind going if you choose to, or not to. The spring break is one of those things that's you're given the week to decompress if there was any decompression to be done. Well, we have a pretty exciting agenda in front of us for the rest of the semester. The project management course is exactly that. I've looked at several different projects so far that have been submitted and have approved them. There is and I'm looking for, let me share this screen with you. If I can go to here, close this particular guy and do this. All right, how many of you, aside from, I'm looking at 2 teams that have completed this. What I'm looking for, let me share this with you here. Oh, I see a chat. Oh, there's Chase. Cool. Hey, Chase, how you doing, pal? So glad you could join us. And
Hey, what's up, y'all?
hey, all right. So glad you could join us. I saw your note here. Yeah, Chase is having trouble getting online. So thank you for that message, Luis. And so, Chase, how's your week been?
Pretty good so far. I just got off work like a few hours ago, and then last week for work, it was very, very busy because a lot of my coworkers, they don't want to work because they're all scared of the virus. So I had to double up on a lot of work. It's pretty bad, but I got through it somehow.
Wow. So where you work, you must be deemed a essential employee. What is it that you do? Remind us, Chase.
Oh, I work at a boba shop called Happy Lemon, and I'm pretty much like manager slash supervisor there. So I have to like message my boss saying like, oh, we need more inventory, and I have to deal with customers on the outside, and I have to cook like toppings on the inside of the kitchen, prepare toppings for the next day, so that way, all that type of stuff. Where it's like kind of like low key managing a restaurant almost, but just like a lot more people, a lot of Door Dashes because people they don't want to go out, so we have to deal with the DoorDash machine. We have to input our DoorDash, and you gotta deal with those types of people as well. So it's been pretty cumbersome so far.
Well, God bless you and your boss for being one of those businesses that stays open that helps to provide us with a nice moment of escapism with that big cup of jar, whatever they call it, of boba and all the nice fixins that come along with it from the kitchen. So we were just talking about Panda Express with William there a little while ago. So thank goodness for these essential businesses that are there to feed us when we have our moments where we just need to go out and get something other than a box of cereal and milk. We're confined to, or oatmeal or cup of noodles, whatever some of us have in our pantry. So thank you for being there for the public. So glad you
Yeah.
could join us. We didn't talk about anything essential yet. We were hoping to see you join in. I do have something I do want to share with all of you, and I need to see from you. So let me go ahead and do the share screen. Let me go to here and here. Okay, can everybody see this spreadsheet? This happens to be the team's purchase list that I'm looking for from each team. And it turns out with the groupings of who we have Luis, Chase, and myself as being the third team. And so what I'm looking for from each of you all is each team, first name, last name, cell phone number, email, and I don't mean zone mail. I need your personal email. I've got personal email on here also on my cell phone. But I do have something to chat with my cohorts here. The two columns that I created were for Janeco and Newark. We don't have any other resources available to us other than Janeco and Newark unless you're planning on purchasing this on your own, because there's no Amazon available to us or eBay. The school is not set up with them on our accounts or books in any way, shape, or form. So I see for eBay, items number 4 and 6, a float sensor, and then also a moisture sensor. So I would recommend, if you cannot find similar items from Janeco or from Newark, that please revise this and give this to us in Janeco or in Newark. As I've compared prices between them, Janeco is more competitive than Newark. For most, there's very few items that Janeco would be less competitive in. So Luis and Chase, can you revise this and get this back to me once you decide whether you're just going to purchase these items outright or you can find the equivalent in Janeco.
Yeah, we were looking at it like last night. We were discussing about it last night, and we were trying to make sure all our parts would arrive on time. So some of the parts that we were looking for on Newark, they were giving like an arbitrary like shipping out date and delivery date from like in like June and May, which is kind of a little bit late.
Yeah, kind of. You're
Yeah,
right.
so there we already
Absolutely right.
So we were looking on eBay, specifically looking for US sellers, not China sellers, so that way it would
Hmm.
be better for the shipping costs and the the sensor and the moisture. The two sensors that we found on eBay were already like a pretty, not too much more expensive than like on Newark.com.
Hmm.
Speaking that like our total price is like $10 right now because we have like all the other parts like the relays and stuff like that just like lying around from previous projects.
Yes,
Uh, we
yes.
we might not even need a water sensor. I think we had like a float sensor from the last PLC project that we need
Hmm.
to ask either you or Carlos about because I think Luis donated it last semester somewhere, so we're not sure who has it or not.
I think any parts that were donated were still in the metal cabinet, which I can't access, uh, and perhaps and even Nabil has restricted access. All employees have restricted access to the campus. We can't just arbitrarily go and do this or that. We have to get permission from our dean, and then she then has to alert security, and security is on alert for when an individual comes on, when one of our staff or faculty come on, and we're only limited to a certain amount of time that we can be on campus. We have to explain what we do and all of that. So I would say if you're hoping that Nabil will have some time to be able to look for parts that I think might be in the metal cabinet, but they may not be, that we should probably look to acquire these new and separate.
Yeah, that's why we found like the eBay listings just because of like that type of situation where we can't go on the campus because of the security reasons and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
We found like some cheap alternatives to do that as well, and so that way it'll also come in at like a reasonable time as well. Hopefully, I
good.
think we were looking at the water sensor and it said it
Yeah.
should ship out like ship from April 2nd to April 3rd, which is like
Oh, that's
still this
great.
week,
Yes, yes.
and delivery by Friday, Saturday, so that's not
Cool.
too bad,
Okay. Okay. Well,
definitely.
I would say, yeah, go ahead and move forward with the eBay parts, get those ordered as soon as we finish up our session. And I will forward this document without those pieces to Nabil, or I'll just make notation that eBay will be acquired by team members, and that he only needs to worry about the Janko parts. So I won't change anything other than the information that I filled in here. So
All right,
there,
sounds good.
highlight, there, highlight, and there, highlight. So something like that, and then be here to here. Whoops. Did you move something down, guys?
Oh, whoops, sorry. I guess we were
Whoops.
just
What is this, you funny bunnies?
sorry about that.
Grr. Okay. All right. Not to worry. I will go ahead and do this and make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'll just start on this row. Okay. And so item number 1, but even this is shifted. This is all in the wrong place.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now. I was just like, man.
Yes, and so is everybody else. Okay, all right. I'm going to do this and shift this up 1, 1. Woohoo.
Okay, that looks right. And then
Does that look a little better? And then I'll fill in the rest of this with grids. Jeez. Okay. All right. So what?
oh, and
So
the X's for the eBay parts.
yeah, yeah, I got to take this one off because, and this is not a yellow highlight. Okay. So this is what Nabil's going to be focusing his energies on, is the yellow highlight. There and there. Okay, are we correct with that? Oops, what?
Oh,
This X
remove like
is in the wrong
the
place. Neat.
yeah.
There.
That looks good now.
Yeah, all right. Now there's some sense to the madness. There, he can't miss. I just want to make it such that he can't miss. Just stay with items number 1 and 3 all the way through from Jameco. And we probably even have these parts in stock. So probably won't even need to order. The 4007s I know we have. And as far as this particular transistor goes, is there something special about this particular transistor?
No, I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay. All right, so that's what was supposed. He will be able to look up the, well, anyway, he can either look up the equivalent or just get it ordered from Jameco. So that's still minimal.
Yeah, we just need something equivalent or a NPN.
Yeah, small signal transistor.
Yes.
Will a 741? No, that's an op amp. Will a 3904 work? A small signal transistor? Could you research that and see if a 3904 will work?
Yeah,
Give me one second.
3904.
Yeah, just look. Do you remember the type of package that it's in? Is it a TO92? Is it a?
Let me double check on that.
Yeah, double check on that. Okay, all right. The other teams. All right, so we have Chase and Luis and Co. All right. Then we have William, Joaquin, and Tommy. So William, Joaquin, and Tommy.
Wait, what?
Tommy's not
William?
in our
Not
group.
Tommy.
It's Luis.
Yeah. Well, Carlos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Carlos. Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
I just saw his name on
William,
the screen.
Joaquin.
That's why.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. You're right. William, Joaquin, and Carlos. Let me
right.
Here. Okay. So for you three, do you have the equivalent form for me in Excel already?
The what do you mean? I already sent it to you on.
Good. Okay. No, that's fine. I'll just find it. Hold on one sec.
Yes, I have an updated version if you want me to send it to you right now.
Well, yeah. Please upload that one. yeah. No point in opening the old one and say, oh yeah, we got another one coming. It's like,
Yes. Okay. Most of the items I found most of the items on newwork.com. But the other ones I don't know if they are available on Jameco. So I have to take a look at them.
Okay, now the other thing that you want to be concerned about, because Chase and Luis did this, they found out that the parts that they were interested in from Newark would take until May and June before they ship. So you need to be aware of the shipping times and which ones we can get sooner. So that's the most critical thing, is making sure that we're able to get all the parts that you need in time. So let me look at here, team semester. Carlos, let me take a look at this. Oops, let me move this out of the way. Open this guy here. Okay, so of the three, I gave you responses to which one. And then of the three, so project number 2, let me take a look at project number 2. As I look at your project number 2, yeah, so I made a comment that William needs to, so Carlos, did you update your Excel to include William's email?
Yes, I do.
Cool. And then as I'm looking at what you had before, you had seedstudio.com instead of Newark or Jameco. So with our newfound information that the Newark.com pieces may have more of a delay than Jameco, could you review your list in the next 24 hours and get that updated to me by, say, something in the morning, if that's possible, with your confidence that whoever you select as a vendor will be able to ship out this week? So could you do that in the next 24 hours, you guys, between Joaquin, Carlos, and William?
Are we just trying to find a vendor?
Okay, well, you don't have to do it like right now, but the two vendors that are available to are Jameco and Newark. We don't have any other vendor other than Jameco and Newark that are available to us. So anything else that you might find on Amazon or eBay, if it's more expedient, then you're kind of on your own to purchase that on your own. I did have a question for your team, and you had an Arduino Uno revision 3, and I had questioned, did you really need a second Arduino? Didn't I put an Arduino into your hands?
No, we just really need one Arduino. There was a mistake I made on that, but we just really need one Arduino Uno.
Okay, so that will go off your list, because this list is not an itemization of what you are putting together in your kit, but what you need to order through Nabil. Yeah, so as I see, I'm looking at your list, you have Arduino Uno revision 3, seed grow base shield. Let me stop this for just a moment here. Let me move, let me find this guy here and move this guy up to here. And move this guy over to here and magnify for project number 2. And then let's go back to too many screens. Mouse. Here we go. All right, share. And okay, so now we're all looking at the same thing. So now we're looking at Carlos, Joaquin, and William's team. And looks like William may have fallen off for a moment. Now he should be back on. Anyway, so as we're looking at this, fellas, this particular Arduino is going to disappear from your list. This base shield will disappear from this list. So the only things you need are these 3 items here: the IR distance interrupter, servo.
I think that there's an error in that list, because for the project number 2, it's actually the list is the number 3, which is the one below.
You're confusing me. Thank you.
Yeah, it was my bad. Yeah, that's the actual purchase list for our project.
Okay, all right. Now, so on this particular list, this very first item is going to disappear because you already are in possession of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then for the seed display, which is 4-digit 7 segments, you already have that in your
kit. Yeah, in the kit.
So what you're going to do is, it's good to have this list because you need this list and more for your ePortfolio. For your ePortfolio, all my friends, your ePortfolio has to have full list of parts and your cost of parts. But the only thing we need for this particular Excel sheet will be the parts that Nabil will order either through Jameco or Newark. And if you have a lot of pieces from Newark, like our previous friends, you better double check and see if they can ship out this week, because if they cannot ship out this week, then you're going to have to try to source them from Jameco or source them yourselves, because the parts we need have to ship out this week.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So that's what you need to do in the next 24 hours, is sometime in the morning get this updated and brought back to me. Any questions on this, other than, yes, you will have William's email posted in here, and everything else looks good. Yeah, you didn't mess up my Excel sheet like some people tried modifying. so this one's working. All right. And then project number, this is actually project number 2, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Even though it says 3 at the top of the Excel sheet. Okay. And project number 2 was, just so that we are on the same track, This
That one.
particular one here, yes?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, some of the things that you're going to need to think about also is some kind of a packaging for this, because that's part of the project. The project is not to, okay, here it is loose, here it is, it's on my kitchen table, and Mama says I can use this part of the kitchen table, and so I'm going to leave it here for 5 weeks. No, the thing has to be containerized, has to be packaged in some sort of a container. So you have to think about how you're going to package this in order to demonstrate what it is that you want for it to do. I can see all these very interesting parts. There's a lot of fun parts on here, a lot of good sensing points. That's why I authorized this particular one. But how are you going to set the thing? I need you to think about as a team and come up with a solution how you're going to containerize all of these parts. Are you going to get a big plastic?
Mr. Cole, where can we get where are we allowed to get our construction materials from? Because we don't have access to the classroom, so it's not like we can just build something.
Yeah, that's a concern I'm having.
Yeah, no, you're on your own there, because we don't have any tools that we can loan out. We have nothing that we can get from the school.
We can't give you a green slip for some more stuff?
Well, I'm sorry, what's that?
We can't give you a green slip for some more stuff?
No. I had my hand slapped on that.
Ooh, ouch.
Big time. Big time. I won't go into the details, but I had my hand slapped on that. So no more green slip for no more parts. Regrettably, as much as I would love to have that happen, yeah, that's not available to us. So that being said, so for fabricating, yeah, hot glue gun is pretty inexpensive. Hot glue gun for putting together pieces, and whatever pieces you have, Walmart has a lot of plastic containers, and they also have foam board material, which you can cut with an X-Acto knife. And so foam core material, you know, the same foam core poster boards that teenagers and middle schoolers use for their science projects. Foam core is a fairly stiff material. It's very easy to work with, very easy to measure and cut and hold together by either duct tape or something. But you have to think about some sort of container for your project, containerize your project. So given this particular project that we happen to have on screen, there is a display, there is a PIR, there's also a humidity, and there's going to be some sort of an alarm. Not clear.
Buzzer.
Yes.
It's a buzzer.
It's a buzzer. Well, it's a buzzer, yeah, but it's a buzzer. Okay, it's a buzzer. So it is an output device. So if we divide this between input and output device, temperature would be an input device, humidity is a sensor, dew point's a sensor, your PIR is a sensor. What's the RTC?
Don't remember.
Okay, between three of you, somebody tell me what RTC is.
Real-time clock.
Real-time clock. Okay, that's built
Right.
in. That's built in, and then so the real-time clock is a circuit program function that would be programmed into your Arduino. Okay, so the actual sensing devices, you have sensor, temperature sensor, humidity sensor, dew point sensor, and a PIR. So you actually have 4 input devices, yes?
Yes.
And then you have one alarm and you have a display. So the display will display the clock. All right. Well, there's going to be, we'll have more discussions about this particular project, but it looked intriguing enough that yes, perhaps you can get a plastic bucket, or you can use the foam core material and cut it up in some sort of a box, let's say, and you can have the PIR outside, and you can simulate somebody coming in from outside or some motion that's happening from outside. You can have you mount your sensors in different parts of the box, and have your display mounted, and your Arduino is containerized inside. So what I'm saying is your end project will not look like this on Mama's table. Mama's table. Okay. Are we clear on for all of us on what the project's going to be? Okay. Okay.
But I have a question. as almost all these sensors come in the kit. So
Yeah.
you're saying that we can use them, but then once we finish the project and everything is done, we have to dismantle our project and put it back on the box and give it back to you. That's what you mean?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, so these are not one-time use. Everything has to be returned to us completely intact in the same manner in which you have received it. And if it is not intact in the same manner as you have received it, then you will be billed for either damage, loss, or negligence, or there's a category. So don't lose the pieces is what I'm saying. And the answer to your question is yes, they have to be returned for us to continue to use. So as you go to mount these in such a fashion that yes, they can be dismounted. So don't use crazy glue. No crazy glue. Okay, no crazy glue. All right, is that clear? Good question, Carlos. I'm glad you asked that.
All right. So based on your what you're saying, so I mean, we can figure out a way to put everything together in something like an encasement.
Yes.
But what I mean is that probably you cannot expect from us something very elaborated because of the limitations that we have right now.
Of course. Yeah. Yes. And I said it could be something as simple as even a cardboard box. If you have a leftover cardboard box, you could do that. But something containerized so that it simulates, as this says, that the project. Let me scroll up.
All right, that makes sense.
Multi-sensor system. So simulate a room or simulate a building with proximity sensors and all of this, and you could do this with something as simple as a cardboard box. And I'm sure somewhere in the house, whichever of your team is deemed the fabricator, that person must have a cardboard box. I've had different projects over the years given to me in all different kinds of forms, and some of the most interesting projects that came about, one person came up with, this was a small project, but one person came up with this project where it was an Altoids tin, the size of an Altoids tin, fairly small. You get them wherever you get them from, but an Altoids tin, and that person was able to miniaturize the circuit board and the battery pack and the wiring and had the LEDs and things stick up on the outside of the Altoids tin. It was completely self-containerized, and that was one of the most miniature containers I've ever had any student submit things. So be creative, find something in the house, and hey, it might end up, let's see, somebody else did, it wasn't, another student handed me a project in a Band-Aid box, a cardboard Band-Aid box. And she stuffed the circuitry inside, had the battery pack inside, had the components that were sensing on the outside, and she had it miniaturized to the size of a Band-Aid box. So the key thing here is, no, you don't have to miniaturize, you don't have to compact it like some of ours did last semester. I think Chase was one of the ones that was really good at miniaturizing, and I think Tommy was good at miniaturizing things. So no, it doesn't have to be miniaturized, but certainly does need to be containerized. Did we answer that question for Carlos, William, and Joaquin?
Yeah, it's clear.
Cool. All right. Any questions on this particular document from this team that you're going to be revising and giving back to me? Whoops, not this document. Sorry. Number three.
Yeah.
You're going to be updating this and giving this back to me tomorrow sometime in the morning, yes?
Yes. Do you want me to, do you want us to email it to you, or?
No, just upload it. Yeah, because you can have multiple uploads, and I'll just look for it in this one place.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do that.
Just keep things in the same dimension, and I'll only look in one place. Otherwise, I get inundated with tons and tons of stuff. Okay, we're on track. Now, our next team, Karima, Josh, and Tommy. Hey. So for Karima, Josh, and Tommy, let me unshare this for a moment. And okay, now that it's unshared, let me look and see what you happen to have in place. So which one of you did the So Karima, Tommy. Okay, I'm looking under Karima.
Yes, Mr. Go.
Okay, which one of you uploaded something for me?
I think I did, or Josh did.
Okay, okay, let me look at Josh.
Wait, upload what?
Let's see. Proceed with home automation. All right, so you proceed with home automation, and then you have the vendor order sheet. I was looking for your vendor order sheet. This is great. It's coming up.
Oh, that. I'm still
that.
looking at the parts of what we're supposed to need, and I'm basically going through Jameco right now, or I was during the rest of the week, and I was getting tripped up by some of the parts being similar to one another.
Okay. All right, so let's do this. So we are looking at your sheet. And so this is what was uploaded. You don't have anything on here yet, right?
No.
Okay, I need this not just from you, but this has to be a collective effort between you and your classmates. This burden should not fall onto one person. One person does put this together, but depending upon your list of parts, you might say, hey, Karima, look up these parts, get back to me. Is it Janko? Is it Newark? Which one can ship this week? Okay, Tommy, here's your list of parts. This is it Janko? Is it Newark? Which one will ship this week? Because I need to get this into Nabil's hands tomorrow. Okay, because today is already Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. He can order things tomorrow, but we don't have the rest of this week to fill out this document. So can I rely on your team to work together to get this document filled in and sent back to me before noon tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm thinking about you guys needing as much time as possible to get all the parts that you all need. And we don't have the rest of this week to dink around with this. So that's it for that document. Now I have something else for us. And yes, I think it was Josh who brought it to my attention, or Tommy, somebody brought it to my attention that our Canvas didn't show the document that I was referring to, everybody's looking for. What is code talking about? What is this assignment sheet? And Josh sent to me, he says, I don't think your week 2 is switched on. And so Josh was entirely correct. I think it was Josh. So here, let me share this.
Yeah, all I saw was week 2, 3, 4 updates, and I just assumed that was it.
No. So here, this is specifically what I'm looking for. Everybody can see my screen now. And
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I didn't have, I apologize. I didn't have the green dot here. I had the green dot here, but I didn't have the green dot here. So even though this was assigned, and you may have seen it elsewhere, due March 29th, if this green dot as a header for the week was not lit, none of you saw it. So I apologize for that. Thank you. Because if I point to something and you don't see it for some reason, somebody send me an email, bring it to my attention. It could be something as simple as me making the dot green. So now that it's green, I'm going to open this up and have you all take a look at what I was looking for Sunday midnight, but I extended the deadline through tonight. And that is team tasks that are identified and assigned. And then the team players are the team leader, the ePortfolio, who is in charge of creating and maintaining the ePortfolio, and then the prototype person who's going to be the assembler, tester, and troubleshooter. And at the end of this all, you will present your team project in Zoom. And no, none of us can work together in Starbucks. None of us are going to be meeting with each other over Mama's dining table. You all are to remain separate from each other. And if for some reason you decide that you need to meet up with each other, please maintain the appropriate social distancing. Is that all right? Okay, so here is what I'm looking for on page 4 of this document. Let me open this up. It's opening in the background. It's slowly happening. Okay, and let me move this into, come on. So let me move this over here into view and scroll down to page 4. So let's go to page 5. So on page 5, what I've done is color coded and revised this chart from what I used last year. And we have 3 primary roles: team leader, ePortfolio person, prototype, team leader, leader, prototype. So as they're defined, the number of hours per person is pretty much the same. It's between 9 and 10 hours of projected amount of work for each person, and it might take a little more, might take a little less, depending upon how proficient each of you are in each of these categories. So that being said, the tasks are pretty well defined out here, and what I'm looking for is this. This bottom of page 4 is what I'm going to need filled in by each team and sent back to me, so that I will know who is the team leader, what is their contact information, email, phone, well, email and cell phone for each of you, so that I can know who is defined on which team as assuming which responsibility. If you have already decided this amongst yourselves, then return this to me. If you haven't yet decided this amongst yourselves, then please, sometime this evening after our class session, discuss this amongst you, come to a decision who's going to assume which responsibilities, and get this back to me tomorrow before noon. So can I have an agreement from everybody that we will be able to see, I will be able to see 3 of these documents back tomorrow? Well, at least 2, because I know for Chase and Luis and myself what our defined roles are. And then you can get this back to me by uploading this in Canvas. Is that all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So each person needs to upload one?
No, all I need is one from the team. And then just like the submittals that you've turned in so far, one person of the team turns it in, and I've marked the grading and comments across all members of the team, as you have seen. So for example, Karima, you did not have a submittal because your teammate did the submittal, but you were scored and you also saw the same comments that your classmates saw. That's correct. Yes, Karima?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so that will be the case with all the rest of our teammates of this particular project session. So only one member of the team needs to do the submittal, and then everybody on the team gets the grades and gets the same comments. Cool. Any questions about this document?
Is that just that's just pretty much showing what each role is, right?
The roles are defined on page 5. And
I mean, that's just what we're turning in, is the one that shows what roles we have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and also the email and cell phone information, so that if at any point in time, as I'm working on progress, if there's a quick question that I need to contact somebody on, I can text them on their cell phone or send them a quick email directly rather than go through Canvas. I don't mind going through Canvas. Canvas just is one more layer and I may still go through Canvas. It just depends. I like using Canvas for a number of reasons. It automatically records each and every contact, each and every question, each and every inquiry, email, that type of event. It records it all. So it's always there for a paper trail if we ever need it as a paper trail. But sometimes there may be a quick question. I might call somebody and it's not needed to leave a recording on Canvas that we had a certain conversation. Could be something really minor, but still important enough to make the contact. So, but I do need this information for your email, cell phone, and I already know how to reach you through Canvas. So by noon tomorrow, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Exciting. Now on the let's see, ePortfolio, we did that for the past year in different classes, and most recently last semester in the PLC class. So whether or not the same person assumes that responsibility or not, that's not essential. You decide amongst the team members. You might decide to switch roles. Person, if we are still working with some people that we did last semester, you might decide, hey, I don't want to do the ePortfolio. I want to be the fabricator or whatever. You guys decide that amongst yourselves. I'm okay with whatever you end up as your decision. Any questions on the ePortfolio?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay. The tutorial, it's not tutorial, but the explanation of how to structure is the same one I've used for my high school students and have used for several semesters at Chabot. So it should be able to get you through to a pretty successful outcome. You may, those of you who were able to do some embedding of some nice video, so this is what you're going to need to do along the way, especially the fabricator person, is and as a team define how many images you can put into your ePortfolio, the images of the outside of the packages, the images of your source websites, whatever images that they might be able to provide. Ultimately, the images that are most essential would be the ones that are from your own project assembly. So you may start with some images from the website where you got your project idea from, saying, okay, this is what was proposed by this particular website, and this is how they did it. And over the course of time in our ePortfolio, this is what we're going to be doing, and this is what we're presenting. So in your ePortfolio, you want to have the appropriate photos and videos of your progress through this particular process. Now, the photos don't only come from the fabricator. The photos also come from the team leader who's responsible for doing the and each of you actually for your own Gantt charts. Right in here. So as you maintain your own Gantt charts for yourselves, ePortfolio person has a Gantt chart, prototype person has his or her individual Gantt chart, and the team leaders responsible for the master Gantt chart. So these are assignments that each of us will be touched on, that will touch each of us. So as you're putting together your Gantt chart, then take screenshots of your progress. This is what it looked like in the first week. And then over the course of the week, as we progress, oh yeah, we've added some things, we've changed some timelines, we've added some additional steps. This is what our Gantt chart looks like on the second week, because the Gantt chart's going to be a target, but it is also a dynamic thing that does move with time of the project. It has to. You have to have a target in order to maintain being within the target, but there are things that happen during the course of any project that you're going to be modifying and say, oh yeah, they said that they would ship it out this Friday, but it wouldn't come out till the following Monday. How does that impact things? And so that might change part of your projection of time of completion for a certain step. So be sure to include that and your screenshots that are appropriate. So each person, from the team leader to the ePortfolio person, can also contribute to the details that we will find in the ePortfolio by these added images. Most of the images of the assembly process, of course, and the testing, that will come from your prototype person. So that's just the way it is, because he or she will be the one that has his or her hands on the parts most of the time, and will be taking most of the progress pictures of that aspect of your presentation. So we have these weeks in front of us. Our target is, as this is week 2, we want to get all the orders in this week, want to get all the parts at least on their way by the end of the week, and to be shipped out to you so that you can receive, and then you can start building your particular project. Now, since for one team, since a lot of those project parts come from the kit, there's no reason why 2 or 3 people, all members of that team, go to build different parts of that project and say, okay, I'm building this particular part, you're building this particular part, you're building this particular part, for the purpose of troubleshooting and communicating with each other and see how the program is running. That's just a suggestion. So you can let it all fall on the shoulders of one person, or you can divide and conquer the effort. So there's no reason why just one person does all of the prototyping. I think if I were in a team, I'd like to participate in some of that as well. So that is another thought that I'd like to throw out there. Okay, so as I said, we have this is week 2. You want to have the projects done by week 5 and 6. Done meaning the troubleshooting should be done by 5 and 6. Your rehearsals for presentation should happen during week 6. You should be presenting week 7, week 8 at the very latest for your presentation. Okay, so are we in sync with the timeline that you want to have your troubleshooting done between weeks 5 and 6? You want to have your rehearsals for your Zoom presentation sometime during week 6 and present on week 7. And week 8 is there only as an overflow if we absolutely need it. I will reiterate this in Canvas, so you'll see this in writing. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And what it is we find is if we adhere to giving ourselves some time cushion near the end, there's always issues with respect to troubleshooting a project. Remember, Luis? I'm not pointing anything at you, but I just remember there were each of us as we played with the PLCs last semester had different kinds of challenges that came up that may have worked.
Yeah, I remember.
Outside of the presentation, and then during the presentation something hiccuped, and so we want to make sure, we want to try to minimize those hiccups where we can, and if you do enough rehearsals, then you'll be able to have confidence that at the time of the actual presentation, you'll be able to sail through the presentation just fine. So we will also have a lesson in Zoom. How many people here have had experience in Zoom before, actually setting up a Zoom presentation and hosting a Zoom presentation? Karima, yes or no?
No, Mr. Ko.
No, it's all right. Josh, have you hosted a Zoom presentation before?
No.
Carlos?
No.
William?
That is negative. No.
Joaquin?
I was one.
Okay, Tommy?
No.
Chase?
No, sir.
And Luis? Okay. Hosting a presentation is really simple from this standpoint. I have to stop the share for a moment. Oh wait, maybe I don't. So suppose that I do this. No, I can't do it that way. All right, I have to stop the share for a moment. I have to drag a screen on there. I will drag a screen on there. Let me find a screen. Hello, come on mouse. Don't fail me now. That's good. Come up here and do this. Yay. All right, and let me come back and share and share. Okay, all right, so you're on the share screen again. So on the share screen, if you just simply type zoom.com, and hit this, and hopefully it doesn't get to my login. Okay. you'll see something like this. And you want to host a meeting with video on. So boom, host a meeting with video on. And then you click this button, open Zoom meetings. Oh dear. I'm in a Zoom meeting. It won't let me do two Zooms off the same computer. All right. I can do this separately over here. And since I haven't done it on this other computer, I think it'll work out really well. So let me check the camera system. So I will go ahead, close this guy out, stop the share, and go to my video here. Go here, and let's check this camera. See if I'm right side up or I'm upside down. Oh. Okay. And then I can pass my tangle. All right. So elevate here, and mouse would be nice. All right. Engage. Are you all seeing this okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think I've set up a Zoom on this particular computer yet. So ZOOM.com. Zoom.com. Cool. All right. We end up with Zoom, and then we want to host a meeting with video on. Boom. And let's see if it links me or not. Oh, nice. I'm going to put this up here. So this is now our Zoom screen. My laptop is over here, but my screen is over here. All right. So on the Zoom screen, never mind my face, but on the Zoom screen, you happen to have on the lower left corner, mute versus unmute. And you can do a sound check. If you look very carefully, let me reduce the size of this so you can see this better. Okay, I think you can see all the commands now. All right, on the Zoom screen, if I move my mouse in here, you'll see a taskbar that's on the bottom, yes? And on the taskbar on the bottom, on the far left-hand side, come on, mouse. The far left-hand side, there is a mute, unmute. So with the red line, it's I've been muted, and then I do this, I've unmuted, and I can do a voice check. You see the little green bar moving up and down. And as far as video goes, I can select which video I want to use, front camera, back camera, integrated, since there's only one camera on here, the one I'm pointing at. Hello, that is all I have here. I can do an invite, and this is what each of you should practice doing, is inviting each other. And so I'm going to, come on, mouse. Move this guy over here. So here's your invitation window, and I can invite via default, click. And in default, it generates an invitation. The invitation that it generates allows me to type in the name of to whom I would like to invite. So I can invite any of you all as an example, type in the name, and you will receive the email. And in the email, you will see these contents. You are invited to a Zoom meeting now, joined with PC, Mac, whatever, or phone. But you have a link, the same method by which you selected to join this particular one, you're given that particular link. And all you have to do is send this out, and your friends will be able to see it and be able to join in at that moment, okay? So they can be part of this. That's how you do the invitation, is on this button here called Invite. And then Manage Participants is where when people actually log in, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, that number will increase for the number of participants. And then if you want to share a screen, you click this button, which is what I've done. I've previously with my other screen showing you the Canvas stuff, click share and it allows you to choose some other screen. So here, these are the different screens that I can choose. I can choose my main laptop screen. I can choose a document. I can choose any of a number of things. Once I select it, I then click share, and then everybody will see that particular image. If I click stop share, brings me back to here. And then also chat, when you're, there will be a number in here, 1, 2, 3, depending upon how many chats, how many messages each of you may have sent. So chat is done here. I would highly, highly recommend hitting the record button at the beginning of your session. I've set up our session so that we're automatically recorded, but you want to set up sessions to hit the record button so that you can capture this information and save it on YouTube or some other medium, Dropbox, some other medium that you all can share later on. So that's what the record button does. And then the rest of these, let's see what else is there. No, I haven't played with the rest of these with the breakout rooms, not expanded to that far yet. So I'm not a power user, but I know my way enough around this that it's very easy to set up a Zoom. So I highly encourage you to try that when we leave this particular session this evening. Is one of you do Zoom the same way that I've launched this. So I will close this and I will show you again what we're doing. So exit meeting for all. And then here, Zoom. There's your page. You go to host a meeting and host with video on. Link. And then you will see a join in. I am using computer audio. I need to get my mouse over to this monitor. Unmute, check your video settings, and then click your invite button. And when you click your invite button, brings up this dialog box. You have 3 different ways of choosing this. Your own laptop should be able to give you an automatic default email. So I'm clicking on here, so it goes to my default me email, which is my Outlook account. You type in the address of your classmate or whoever else you want to invite to your Zoom meeting and hit the send button up here. Oh, sorry, pointing to something you can't see. Hit the send button up here, and then this information will be sent out to your friends. And as soon as they get their email, all they have to do at that moment, click on this. And when they click on this, boom, you will see participants go from 1 to 2 to 3 on your screen, simply by inviting. So is everybody clear on how to get to Zoom, how to start a meeting with video, how to make sure that you yourself are unmuted, that this little green bar is dancing up and down? You should be able to see yourself on your primary webcam in the primary screen. You should be able to now feel comfortable with doing an invite. Invite opens up this dialog box, and then you will invite your friends appropriately. Once they're invited, you should be able to see the managed participants go from 1 to 2 to 3. Then anything that if somebody's not able to get in, you can hit chat. And when you hit chat, so I can type a message and hit enter, and now that message comes up here. Type another message, somebody else, and they hit enter. The moment you hit enter, another message comes up in that corner. You can come back here, hit the chat button here again to remove the chat to get a better view of the primary screen. You can also share a document. So if I do this for a moment and I lost it, come back here, let me do something else. Mouse. Put this down here. And if I wanted to share, a screen of interest. Oops. Oh yeah, this is already shared. I can't do this. Primary screen. And stop share. Okay. I can't demonstrate the share function on here right now, but just to do the video chat would be very helpful to you. Any questions on how to do Zoom?
No, I think I'm okay. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward, kind of.
It's very intuitive, and it's so easy that many people, wrong mouse, that many of our friends have been using Zoom for things other than just class instruction. So just having a nice Zoom meeting with 15 family members is kind of a nice thing too. You get the chance to see each other and yak together. And so, I mean, there's something that you can do here that you just can't do with a FaceTime or not, whatever you call it, with somebody's cell phone. Okay, any other questions for now? So the tasks for from now until tomorrow morning is to make sure that I get the order sheets in so I can forward them to Nabil so he can get those things ordered hopefully as early as tomorrow. Be sure whatever it is that you put on the order sheet is something that you can, something that you have confidence ship out this week. If we get a message back from the vendor saying, yes, we've received the order, but this particular part might be back ordered, you might have to think about some contingency plans on either using a different part or using a different resource. And hopefully none of us are going to have to go to either Amazon or eBay or AliExpress to get things on our own, but do, then you do. So the key thing is to try to get all those parts in, shipped out this week so that sometime next week, whoever the primary fabricator of the team is going to be putting things together pronto so that you have plenty of time for troubleshooting and containerizing. So the Excel sheets by tomorrow and the team responsibility lists by tomorrow. Any questions so far?
Mr. Ko?
Tell me.
And so for the Gantt chart, do we use the actual Gantt software or the MS projects?
No, you will use the MS projects.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the most intuitive, easiest way to approach the Gantt charts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Right now.
William, you okay?
I said not right now.
All right, pal. All right. Well, I think I've kept you long enough away from your Panda Express, or hopefully you ate it before coming on. I think the 7:30 time frame works out well for us. I know that in a regular classroom session, we've had both groups in the same space at the same time. But since we're not in that space, and nor do we need to be confined to that space, nor do we need to be face-to-face with each other for 3 hours or 4 hours, the 7:30 meeting time will be our regular meeting time. Is there anybody that has any conflict of schedule to not be able to meet with us regularly on Tuesdays at 7:30? I'll take that as a no. Then we will see each other again. Hopefully some of you are less shy, and I'll be able to see more than William's smiling face over here. We'll be able to see each other's faces. It would be most fun. So we will meet again this next Tuesday at 7:30, and we will be in touch with each other intensively between all of us via Canvas. Let me check the chat box and see what else we have here. But I need to send. Okay, so Luis, why don't you hang with me for a little bit, and we can discuss our project while I dismiss everybody else from Chase and Luis. Just hang with me. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay, so for Josh, Carlos, Karima, and Tommy and Joaquin, thank you guys, and William, thank you guys very much for joining us on our Zoom class. I wish you all safe journeys as you're driving. So William, as you're the only person on the freeway, no speeding, right?
Oh,
No
Lord.
120 miles per hour just because you can.
The open roads.
Open roads, yes.
It's
amazing.
V6 though.
Yes.
Oh,
So anyway, safe travels to you all, and stay safe, and we'll convene next Tuesday evening. All right, take care. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Right, thank you, Mr. Ko.
Thank you.
Bye.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much. All right, Luis and Chase, my friends. All right, so you found some other things that are similar to what we need. Do you need another sheet or no? Let me take a quick peek. Do I still have that sheet up? This one here. So the diode is going to remain the same, the transistor. So were you able to find something different on the transistor?
Yeah, I found.
Yeah, go ahead, Luis.
Yeah, I found a couple of different ones. I can put them on chat. 1 second.
Sure. Since it's just Chase and myself, it doesn't have to be private. You can do it in everyone now.
True.
Oh yeah, sorry. I just do.
Just saying.
All right, here we go. So any one of those would work.
Oh, 2N2222. Yeah, I know we have those. The TO2 is a type of package. TO92 is a type of package. So 2N2222 and a TO92 package. Copy, and let me put this right here, and paste. Okay. 39, I'll put down here, or 3904, 3904. Those we have immediate. Let's see, just to double check something. Let's close this guy and meeting for all Zoom. Let's go here. Okay, so this, just to be sure, and share. Okay, you all can look at the screen. So this is the package that you were talking about, Luis, something that we're accustomed to in the 3904, nothing unusual there. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay, And let's see. Oh, also, let's do this. Let's do this. Share. So since that's the case, then what I've modified here is transistor NPN 2N2222 or 3904.
Yeah, I think the 3904 will work. It's just that the collector and emitter is like flipped, which I think we just flip the physical transistor, so I don't think it matters.
Okay. Well, as long as you are cognizant of the pins not being identical on those, then we're fine. So those should readily come out of inventory, anything that's yellow highlighted. Now, what about the water sensor and the moisture sensors?
Moisture sensor, we found like a 2-pack on eBay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I understand. Are you going to be ordering that separately, or are you going to try to have Nabil try to source and source that for you?
no, I think we could source that by ourselves. I mean, it's pretty cheap by itself alone, so it's not.
Okay.
I'm not like I'm spending like two big bucks, you know.
Okay.
So I think we're okay for that.
For the water sensor also?
Yeah, we could also just get one of those.
Okay. So now what we're going to need is which one of you is the primary fabricator? Prototype person. Because I'm going to need a mailing address for all of this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so well, for our project, we were kind of, because we could either do this as like a full scale thing, have like an actual like garden to it, but it would be kind of hard to showcase. So we were also thinking about doing like a small scaled garden as well, maybe like in like a wooden box, you know, and try to like fabricate like a desktop like sized like, you know, mini garden.
Oh yes. In fact, I was thinking something even smaller than that. I was thinking a half-gallon milk carton sliced in half longitudinally.
Oh, that could work too.
That would work better, actually.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, because it's water resistant, and you can make it as deep as you want by slicing away just a little bit of it longitudinally, yeah, it should work for your needs and be the appropriate size for any type of project. So I would vote for something of that sort. But since that one's already a 6-sided box, it sits without tipping over anything. Just get some kind of a half-gallon milk carton, call it a day.
Yeah, I think I have like one of those in my fridge right now. I just need to drink up all the milk.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It'll be a while before you put soil in it anyway. So.
All right, sounds good. All right, that gives hope.
Yeah. So between Luis and Chase, who's the primary fabricator?
I guess I could be.
I'll tell you what. You can decide that. You can rock paper scissors that. I can go offline. But whoever is going to be the primary fabricator, I need that mailing address so that Nabil knows where to send the parts.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind sending it to my address.
Okay. So let me go ahead and put that on here now. Okay, so this will be Chase Scannell. And what address are we going to use?
All right, we're going to use 2481
2481
Regal Drive.
REGAL?
Regal Drive, Union City, California.
Union City, CA zip code
94587.
587. Let me read that back to you. So I have Chase Scannell at 2481 Regal Drive, comma, Union City, comma, California, zip code 94587.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so that'll be the send to, and he will be most happy to know who to send it to. Cool. All right. That's pretty easy. Fantastic. Okay. And so this is good for now. This is very, very good for now. You have a lot of things that you have to get done in the meantime, and so do I. So we'll be communicating with each other a little later on this week, and do try that Zoom between the both of you. And Chase maybe try to invite Luis. Luis try to invite Chase another day. And so I want everybody to feel conversant and comfortable with being able to create and host their own Zoom meetings, because when we do the presentation, it will be through your hosted Zoom, because you will have the best camera view on what it is that you are looking to present. So you'll be rehearsing your presentation using your own Zoom. Follow?
Okay.
Yeah. So yes.
Only problem with my laptop is I took out my camera because I had to fix it. So we're still waiting on that.
Okay. All right. All right. Then Chase will invite Luis, and then other times Chase will invite the both of us. But we do need you. So between the three of us, we'll figure out something. Since we have one laptop that's kind of out of the picture as far as having a camera goes. That presents an interesting challenge. Let me make a note of that.
Also, can I try my camera?
Yes, of course. That's what I was using. I was using a separate camera for the other monitor for the other computer I was using. And so the way that works, and I can show you that with Zoom, is when you actually launch Zoom and you can see yourself through your webcam, there is a audio and video control on the far lower left. I already showed you the audio one, which was the microphone. So the microphone with the red X indicates you're muted. The microphone without the red X will have a green bar bouncing up and down as you're speaking. Right next to the microphone is a video camera icon, and the video camera icon means if you have more than one camera in your system, you can click on that and select between cameras. So my primary computer is my Surface. My Surface has a front camera, a back camera, and then I have also my dock camera. My dock camera is more than a dock camera. It's also, I can use it for other purposes, and it articulates. It's really fun. So it becomes a third camera that I can select for video part of the Zoom presentation. So Chase, to answer your question, yes, you certainly can bring in a separate cam, which would give you far more flexibility than not. Did that answer your question, Chase?
Yeah. I got it. I'm just trying to fix some kinks real quick with my camera.
Okay. All right. Any other questions I can answer for you guys?
No, not right now. I just wanna play with some settings on Zoom right now with my camera.
Okay. All right. Well, we might go offline, and you can invite Luis at your leisure, and communicate with each other, and try that. What it is that I happen to have, what works really, really well, and I'll put it in front of here for you so you can see it. This is my dock camera and webcam, or my document camera. So this particular guy is really nice. It has a nice weighted base, and it articulates here and articulates here, and it also articulates here. And what I happen to have at the top of this camera can be rotated, so I can rotate this way, rotate this way. This one happens to be 4K resolution. And for my friends at Amazon, this particular guy folds up really nicely like so. It's really compact. $99 at Amazon. Oh, it's been a godsend. The funny thing is, I saw this at a trade show where a vendor was using this for his presentations, I said, I got to get me one of those. So I got that. And then all during last semester, I never put it to use. And I said, this is the goofiest thing. And then so now that we're all on Zoom, I said, hey, here's a camera that I happen to have, and it gives me a lot more versatility. Hey, I can see you right. Look at that, Chase.
Yeah, I got something going.
Yeah, you got something going there. Look at that. Hey, hey. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, there you go. I got my growth starter kit right here.
Hey, yes, that's right. Look at you.
All right, so I got something going at least, so
You
that's good.
definitely have something going. Yeah, having a separate webcam that's not physically attached to your monitor screen gives you so much more flexibility in being able to demonstrate your presentation, our presentation, at the appropriate time. Looks really, really good, Chase. All right, cool. Any other questions I can answer for you guys?
No, I think that should be it. I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Do you know your roles, Mr. Co?
I defined that to you guys. I sent that back to you guys. And, remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
You got to read the stuff I sent back.
All right, got it. Sounds good, Mr.
So I said, you know, what my responsibility would be in this step, this step, this step, and then the other aspects of the leader responsibility, I divided it between you and Luis.
Got it. Sounds good, Mr. Co.
All right, my friends. Anything else I can answer questions for you?
I think that should be it. I mean, your email's always open if we have any questions that come up, right?
You have my cell phone number now, so you can text me anytime.
All right, sounds good. All right, Mr. Co. I think that should be it.
Cool. I'm looking forward to working with you guys on the project. I'm really excited about the selection of what it is that you chose and a little terrarium. Oh, that was the other thing. It doesn't have to be in a milk carton. It could be a terrarium. It could be a fish bowl. So if you happen to have an old fish bowl, put some dirt on the bottom of the fish bowl, it's a little terrarium. And that works out really well because, you know, what's nice about the fish bowl is because it's bowl shaped, it keeps the humidity in there so much better than a milk carton ever would. Yeah, so if either of you happen to have an old fish bowl laying around or a bowl shaped device, something like a fish bowl, that would also work very well, very well. So we call that a terrarium. Terrarium. That's it. That's what the name I'm trying to remember. Okay. Okay. So I am accessible. Oh, somebody else just came in. Who?
Somebody coming in.
Yeah, I thought I saw somebody trying to sign in. I saw a little message on my screen. What? We're done.
Okay.
Good. So, all right. So my friends, you have my number. Buzz me if you have any questions. And if I don't answer right away, it's probably because I'm on the treadmill trying to lose more than half a pound in half a month.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Have a great evening. Take care
you
now.
too.
Okay, thanks.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Bye-bye now.